got something quite important I'd like to talk to you all about today. This video will be a progress report on the Kilimanjaro, about me, the medications I took, but most importantly, my new change in tactic. Now, those that have been following my account knows that I haven't been around much the past week or so. I've still been posting every day, I've just not been very active every day. And I did this because I needed to get my mental state of mind back up to a point where I could see what I'm doing more clearly. Now, this Kilimanjaro charity climb become a lot more stress than I planned on it being. Now, obviously, I know the stress of me having to train and get in shape to be able to climb a mountain was a stress enough, but there was a mental stress I wasn't expecting. And that's what we want to address first. So, I'm not exactly sure where we are, 2,000, maybe 2,500. We're around about that mark, you know, out of the original 10,000 that I wanted to raise. And that's just absolutely fucking amazing, and you know who you are. Thank you very much for sending that to me. What I didn't expect, however, was the backlash. I didn't expect the negativity about me doing this. I really struggled with it, you know. And let me just first say, when you're extremely passionate about something, you can be quite blind to others' opinions. And, you know, I got the odd comment here and there, just, you know, little things, trolls, you don't really care about them. A few of them hit me quite hard. And, yeah, it really put me in a bad mind frame, to a point where I wanted to quit. However, I'm glad it happened, because I had a complete mental breakdown. Only for a day and a night, but it allowed me to wake up and refresh my approach and my thought plan behind everything. Now, let me quickly explain my original plan and why I thought it was the right plan. So I wanted to raise £10,000. About half of that was to cover the cost of the climb, and the other half was to go towards charity. Now, one of my initial thoughts were, well, wouldn't people want it all to go to charity? Obviously. But without me doing the climb, I never would have raised anything. So by me doing the climb, yes, the climb's going to cost half of that money. I'm still going to raise £5,000 for charity. And that was the initial thought process. And I think another thing people think is that this is like a life goal of mine, this is an ambition of mine. I've never fucking considered climbing a mountain, let alone Kilimanjaro, the largest freestanding fucking mountain in Africa. Never once considered climbing a mountain. It's not something I would do. And as my mental health and my physical health has got worse over the years, no, just never crossed my mind. Until one day I thought, you know what, I need to do something to help raise awareness for mental health. Yeah, I'm struggling to keep up with the DMs. Now, when people are coming to me telling me their problems, and I want to be there for them, but I can't always. That's when we need more mental health awareness spread about these charities like mine, a mental health charity. And I decided, fuck it, we need to do something big. We need to raise awareness. Now, remember, raising awareness was the initial thought and still the main process of this entire thing I wanted to do. So let's say my initial plan was the plan we went along with. We made £5,000, right? But all of these videos, this video right now, is raising awareness. I've had millions of views over these videos talking about it. That's millions more people, if they didn't know, who now know about the mental health charity Mind. So my goal is working. We haven't even done the climb yet. But this climb creates some interest, especially those that have listened and learnt about my story and my mental health disabilities and all the other fucking shit that's wrong with me. They know this is a struggle for me. This isn't going to be fun. But they know I'm doing it for the right reasons. But anyway, it was a conversation with my brother David, and he was talking about, he's 40 now, and he just wants to do something big before he's too old to do something big. I'm not sure exactly where it got plucked out of, but somewhere along the lines this Kilimanjaro thing come along. And when he first mentioned it, I had no interest, and I was sitting there thinking, that's big. That would help raise awareness. Yeah, that's it. That's as far as the thought plan. That's as far as the thought plan went. That's it. I'm climbing Kilimanjaro, and I'm raising that money for mental health, and we're going to raise awareness along the way, right? So now you know why. You know the original plan. Right, I'm just going to pick hold on one comment, right? One comment I got, the one that played on my mind a lot. The comment that I actually replied to the person, trying to convince them why what I'm doing is right. And the comment that I ended up just giving up on. I realised they're never going to come around to my way of thinking. But also the comment that made me realise that regardless of what I think, I need to consider other people's thoughts. And my passion may be blinding me from realising that maybe they're right. Now, they said what I said earlier about how is it fair that you raise this money and half of it goes towards you climbing the mountain and only half goes to charity. And first I explained that the idea of this isn't just a donation, it's to raise awareness. I can't afford to climb Kilimanjaro. I haven't got 5-6 grand laying about. But without me doing this, I wouldn't be able to try and raise such a considerable sum. And they're like, well, you could just watch TV and get people to donate you money for watching TV. Fuck off. Who the fuck's going to do that? No one wants to do that. You need to show people why you care. I care. I'm causing myself pain every day just so I can get to this mountain and hopefully fucking succeed. Yeah, I'm literally putting blood, sweat and tears into this. Not literally the blood part, but the sweat and tears have gone into this with a fuck ton of pain. Anyway, they ended up saying, I think you're just doing this so that you can do one of your bucket list ideas of climbing Kilimanjaro, and you're just faking the whole charity thing. Not that I wouldn't, you didn't say I wouldn't give them the money, you just said that I think you're just doing that so that you can get your trip covered and then you'll just donate whatever's left. And I was like, that's so far from the truth. And I just got the I just didn't want to argue anymore. Like that hurt that somebody could think that of me. Anyway, later that day, a friend saw that message and I was just chatting to him. I eventually come around and said to him, you know what? He's not right about the fact that I'm doing this climb for me and not for the charity or the mental health awareness. But I think he's right in the case of it is unfair. It is unfair that I raise this money and half of it disappears. Now, unfortunately, I don't know another way to raise awareness, like not something like this anyway. Like this is just something big that I could do. I haven't got, as I said, I haven't got the money for Kilimanjaro, the actual climb itself. So it wasn't on my bucket list. It wasn't something I was saving up for. It was an idea I had, and I thought that is what we would do, and I just went with it. Before we continue, I don't want it to sound like I'm dropping out or quitting. It's still going ahead. I just want to explain some of the processes. So let's get into stage 2, the new stage, right? We've had this realisation, whether I was right or wrong, we've had this realisation that all the money raised should go towards the charity. And that part I 100% agree with. And if I knew that was possible from the start, I would have led with that. If I had the money in the bank to pay for the climb in the first place, yeah, I would have led with that. But I don't, and I didn't. So we've had to come up with a new plan. A new plan that will continue raising money, hopefully, from you lovely cunts. But we also need to make that initial cost. The cost of the climb and the cost of the gear. And we know it ain't cheap. Thousands. 5,000-6,000 in total. A lot of money. Ridiculous, right? And it'd be a shame to lose that out of the charitable donations, wouldn't it? Now, yes, I'm still going to spread just as much mental health awareness, which is, remember, the main game, but it'd still be a shame to lose the money. So, this is the new plan. Sponsorships. As I pulled last night, emailing companies, local businesses, big businesses, medium businesses, and telling them my story, telling them this story, and asking if they would sponsor my climb. Now, not just looking for one company to splash out all that money. No, we'll get 10, 20, 50 sponsors if we have to. Any business that is willing to send me a donation towards the climb to help me raise money for the charity. Now, sponsorship's a little bit different because that's technically advertising. Advertising isn't a charitable donation because that's actually what I'm offering these companies. We can call it sponsorship, we can call it a donation, but really I'm charging them a fee for advertising, and in return, hopefully they'll gain some customers. But as a social media content creator, we use words like sponsored post, collaboration, you know, because that's what we want to hear. It sounds better than, yeah, they paid me for this. Now, I'm quite an honest person, but I do have to sometimes think about what I'm saying and how I'm saying it, because I always want to be real with everyone. The real don't always work. I won't go into too much detail about what it says in these emails. It's a bit boring. Actually, you can read it. I'll put a link in the description. You can go onto the page and read it yourself. But it basically explains. Now, I do some bigging up first. You got to start with a fucking reason. I explained in the past 28 days, I had 9.2 million views on my Facebook. Out of those 9.2 million views, 7.5 million engagements. That number don't sound too shabby to me. You know, I go on to explain more about what I do as a content creator and the platforms I work on. You know, one being TikTok, 1.2 million followers, 6.9 million views just in the past 28 days. That's a lot of views, ain't it? And that's just 2 platforms, right? And they're the 2 platforms I mainly spoke about, because I'll be honest with you, they're my 2 biggest platforms. You know, I got, what, 10.3 thousand on Instagram, you know, it ain't impressive enough. You know, but that's why I'm not advertising that service. I mean, they will get that service anyway, but it's not part of, like, the package deal. I'm talking about the package deal. Let me explain more about what I've offered them in return. Advertising. Simple. When I do these walks, I could be wearing, let's just say you're the business, I could be wearing your company's business logo right there, with me writing underneath going sponsoring Lord K's Kilimanjaro climb. Now I'm wearing that on my walking video. Video's getting thousands of views, hundreds of thousands of views, maybe millions of views across all the platforms. Photos of me on social media, on Instagram, photos on Facebook, in my stories are getting 20,000 views a day. That's advertising. When they send the donation, not only will I also do a picture maybe of the company saying, oh my God, thank you very much for this donation, or for this sponsorship, sorry. Thank you for sponsoring the Kilimanjaro climb. Initial post. Then I'll get the t-shirt done for them. Another post. Then me wearing the t-shirt while doing some fucking exercising and walking. Another post. Now let's skip the rest, let's go straight to the climb. At the end of the climb, thanking all the people that sponsored me and all the people that donated to the charity. And not just them posts, but them posts multiplied across all the platforms. Fuck it, I'll list some. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, Likey, Clapper, High Notes, Clips. Fuck, there's so many. Ace Fans. Not only fans. There are more, there's so many platforms. And I'm on them all. I'm on them all the time. Twitter, here's one. This is a multi-month, multi-social media marketing campaign that I'm offering in return for paid sponsorship. Which means I have to work harder, because now I've got to incorporate all of these different companies that are going to sponsor within this climb, making sure they're getting the recognition that they deserve and have paid for. You know, I will be basically, as a social media content creator and influencer, I don't like that word, but it's what it is. This is what I do. Companies approach me. I've got one at home, right? I just don't have a fucking clue how to do the video. But I've got a company and their product sitting in my house, right? And what I've got to do is advertise it. But in a funny way that's captivating, interesting, educational, and will make people hopefully want to visit their website. That's what I do for a living. And I'm going to take that and put it into this charity climb idea. I get people bibbing at me on the motorway, it's funny. Like I can turn around in time, they're going that way. Yeah, anyway, sorry. And like another thing, like normally where I'd be trying to reach out to some companies, try and get some advertising deals, instead I'm going to be reaching out to companies trying to get sponsorship. So I'll be working even harder myself to get this sponsorship money. Money that I would have probably got without me reaching out to these companies, but hopefully this video will help reach some companies who will then come to me. Because I'll be honest with you, you know, I spent all last night, the night before, and maybe the night before that, apologies, I haven't had much luck yet. It's early days, and we've only got to find £6,000. But any company that sends me like a considerable donation, you know, we'll get their logos printed on a t-shirt. The t-shirts aren't much, like 15 quid, I'll pay for that. And hopefully a combination of what I can offer these companies, what I'm going to offer these companies, what we're going to do for these companies, how we're going to do it, will result in these sponsorships that will cover the cost of this climb. Meaning, any money raised will be going straight to the mental health charity Mind. Now I'm sorry this is a long video. It's just quite important that we get this out there, we get it across, we explain the new plan, but most importantly I also need to ask for your help. Now we know that I need to find the charitable donations, right? We're going to reach them people. Every video I put out might reach one more person. We've got a GoFundMe page and we've got the PayPal link and now we've got the bank details. And I've opened up a new bank account just to store the money in that we're raising for this climb. Just getting it all diverted to one account. It can stay there and it's easy. I can look at it and see what the number is. But there's a few bits and bobs I've had emails for where money's being transferred to it, so I haven't got the exact number. Also the check from the amazing Patricia Lake in Canada. Their check still hasn't cleared yet. Not by any fault of their own. I had to open up a brand new bank account to be able to put a foreign check in because my account didn't accept it. So yeah, there was a lot to take in. I know it was. And I'm sure I'm still going to get some negative comments, but this is the way I'm doing it now. And if I don't get the sponsorship and I don't climb Kilimanjaro because I haven't got the funds to do so, then we don't climb it and the money all gets sent to the mental health charity Mind. And I also put out there, this climb's going to happen mid next year. I'm giving myself a deadline to do it. Some people said, Darren, don't matter if it takes 2 years or if it takes 10 years. But it does matter to me. I can't risk losing the motivation for this climb. This training is hurting me. I'm in pain all the time. About my medication, those that know, I was on 30 plus tablets a day. All I'm taking now is 1 2mg tablet, which is for my blood pressure, which I'm hoping will be reducing as I'm getting healthier. And I'm taking 1/3, no, 1/4 of my antidepressants. And the only reason I haven't stopped taking them yet is because you need to be safe and slowly reduce your consumption of them. But I'll be off them soon. Still fucking depressed. But I'm no more depressed now that I'm not on them than I was when I was on them. Same as the painkillers. I haven't had a painkiller now for 7 days. Now the painkillers I won't be stopping. I'll just only be using them when I really have to. Whereas before I was on 8 a day. That's just one type of painkiller then, plus all the other painkillers. Fucking lot of painkillers. And I've swapped all of these painkillers over for vitamins, minerals and shit. And I think they're helping. I've done a lot of research into what I'm taking, how much of each I'm taking. Every now and again I might drop one or add another one. You know, working out what's best for my body and what my body needs. And we're getting there slowly. We're working it out. And I want to soon be able to say that, you know, I'm only taking medication that's keeping me alive. And I'm healthier. I'm still losing weight. Not as quick as I was. But I think that is due to the amount of exercise I'm doing. I'm also lifting weights now. Not like I used to be able to, unfortunately. The first day I did it, my arms were then useless for 2 days. But I'm trying. I'm really trying. And I got distracted here. I can't remember my point of this. I think it was something to do with the pain. The pain really does get you down. Really gets you down. And I could just try and take more medication and try and mask it as much as I could. You know, when the pain really got to me, I'd just drink one of the painkillers. That always helped. Actually, that was always the best sleep I ever had. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not even drinking anymore. I'm drinking. It's not the amount I used to. I'm doing all of this to raise awareness. Charitable donation is going to be fucking amazing. But it's about the awareness for me, initially. Now, I doubt there's many people still watching this video. It's been a long one. But if you can help in any way, if you can tag businesses, if you can send this to businesses, if you open up that link in the description, forward that to some businesses. And then we need the donations. If you can share any post you see about me talking about it, share this post, tag some friends in it. I'm going to start doing maybe some raffles and giveaways and stuff that I can do to try and raise some more money. But most importantly, and I say the main point of this video, let's raise the donation. Let's earn the sponsorship and cover the cost of the climb. Oh yeah, I was saying, May is when we're doing it. Because I don't want to lose the determination, the motivation that I've got. My brother also managed to convince my father to do this climb. They're going to be doing it along with me. Now they're going to be financing their own climbs, and they decided that they want to do it mid-next year. I mean, one's 40, one's 60. You know, they don't want to leave it much longer before they try and do this climb. I don't blame them. I'm struggling, thinking about doing this at 33. One's 40, one's 60. Well, over 60. So yeah, May's the date. Whether I'm with them or I'm not with them. But not May exactly, but May, June, somewhere around July. And I hope I will be. I mean, it'll be a lot of effort to then not do it. I mean, at the end of the day, we raised awareness. There'll still be a donation for charity. I just think it'd be nice, you know, after all this hard work, a picture of me at the summit, maybe holding a check or something. And then we could have used that picture to then spread more awareness around mental health and support that's out there for people. Hey, but it still could happen. We can only hope from here onwards, can't we? We can only work hard and keep trying, keep positive, and keep motivated. That's exactly what we're going to do. Thank you very much for watching this video. I know it's been a long one, but it's an important one. If I could have said it in 60 seconds, I would have done. Actually, from here onwards, I probably will be saying it over and over again in shorter and shorter ways, but it's important that I get one long video out there explaining everything. Anyway, we're going to reach the dark zone now, where you're going to be able to see me a little less clear. So I'll leave you here. Thank you very much for joining. Have a great day, have a great evening. I am on my way to pick my daughter up, if you're wondering where I'm going. I haven't seen my daughter in a month. She's had COVID and she had a second negative today. So I'm off to pick her up and spend the next, I think, 5 days till she goes back to school with her. And yeah, I can't wait to see her. It's going to be a great day. Anyway, see you later, cunts. Counter!